prior to Vatican II, anybody that was not a Catholic, you saw them as people where the church had a missionary responsibility to bring you back to the church. But people, so
It's a very
today,
confused Pope.
so essentially, almost from the time he
I'm
gets
confused
elected,
by this Pope.
yeah, no, essentially, so that is the problem. The problem. This is the second duvia, by the way, the duvia or dubium. Duvia.
What is that for the people that don't know?
Yeah. So essentially, is a request for clarification. Essentially, dubium meaning that I'm concerned and not clear about.
And on a regular
duvia.
basis, how often does that happen?
This is. I will tell you, the last time that we had a request was probably 500 years ago.
Oh, wow.
500
I
years
thought you were
ago.
gonna say 50.
Hang on,
Yeah,
and then how many times has it happened during this current Pope?
Twice with this pope. So
That's next level.
So it's kind of scary when the Catholic Church, which is supposed to be about
Thousand.
values and principles,
1,000%.
they have to be asked about what the hell are your values and principles.
So,
what's happening
so
there?
this five cardinals, German cardinal Walter Cardinal Brandmüller, an American cardinal Raymond Cardinal Burke, a Chinese cardinal Saint Cardinal Sikyum, a Mexican cardinal Juan Cardinal Sandoval Iniguez, and a Guinean cardinal Robert Cardinal Sarah, who's an incredible. I mean, this man. I'm giving you guys. These are not lightweights, and this is
They could be the next Pope.
They could have been. They are considered, papal material, pretty much. You know what I mean? This is people that. But just the same way that it's funny when you're thinking about where we are in politics between Republicans and Democrats right now. Something similar has been brewing for many years. This is a book that grew up under theology, liberation theology. This is a pope that grew up in Latin America. This is the Che Guevara's experience. Even though they will argue that communism or anything that deals with the arguments of just secularism and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They say they stand against all the other isms per se, right? Mm-hmm. But essentially, this is the pope that is the most reluctant pope. Somebody posted something and about this scenario, and I responded, well, this is the pope that truly doesn't want to be a pope. Everything that even you see, if you see in how the whole meeting is being
happen?
conducted.
Does the Pope
How's the
gets
Pope?
elected, but because you said that Peter, they put the plate in front of him.
Correct.
Did this Pope have the plate in front of him, and he kind of it's like you gotta eat that?
So essentially within the Catholic Church,
how does it work?
and within the Catholic Church, there's three positions essentially. We have a pope, right? And that's because it goes through the selection of a college of cardinals, and everybody that is a cardinal can participate and becoming a pope up until age 75. There is we do cap it. Right?
Whoa!
Yes,
for real?
Yes. and they can elect and participate and all of that, right? So some of them get to be old enough where they can even vote. You know what I mean? Because they are already too old to vote. So. And so we have a pope, and the way we see it, the way we see it is that pope is Peter. We're not saying that the pope is like Peter, comes through, it looks like. We say the pope is Peter, and he holds the keys, right? And that's the most significant component between the Catholic Church and the Orthodox. You see the Orthodox looks very much similar. You see the priesthood, a lot of the symbols, liturgy, some of them look very similar. What is the difference? A group of guys hold the keys, another guy. It's like me telling you, they're saying, Nori, I'm going to give you the keys to my house, and I give everybody the address to the house. Can you get to the house if I give you the address?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's the only person that has the ability to open the door to the house?
Nori and I.
No. Nori. I gave her the keys, right? So that's the same concept, right?
Gotcha.
That's the reason. When somebody asks me, so why are you a Catholic? Among the many reasons, I can't, by the way, this is biblical. This is not something, I'm not pulling it out of a hat, so I can't ignore that, right?
Yeah.
The second concept is something called an anti-pope. Because
that sounds like one of those horror movies.
Well, an anti-pope was somebody that was actually elected, but the moment that pope starts introducing heresy, confusion, and is preaching things that go against the magisterium of the church can no longer be considered a pope.
So what happens then? Can he be ousted like Kevin McCarthy?
No.
Oh.
No, there's no such a thing.
So what happens?
Either he quits, he dies. There's no such a thing as a removal of a pope. The only thing that you can do is pretty much correct or eliminate whatever was done during his tenure. You know what I mean? Yes. So, by the way, we have situations like that. And then the other thing is a concept called sede vacante.
No, hang on. Because this pope goes and says, I'm going to go marry Nori and Lorena at the Vatican, but he's the anti-pope. Correct. So, like, he cannot be ousted, therefore that can happen.
Yes.
Oh, but
and then what happens?
What do you know how the story goes? What do you mean what happens?
20 years from now he dies? How old is he?
Oh, not 20 years from now.
5 years from now he dies?
His action is considered non-valid.
Oh, because he was an anti-pope.
He was an anti-pope.
But so we were just stuck without a pope for a little while there?
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're gonna get
that is so funny.
But that's if
it's like, so there's not like the vice president and then there's the speaker of the house. There's none of that people.
So
no, I mean there's a curious structure. You know what I mean? And you do have. Remember, the Pope not only is a sort of spiritual head of the church, is he's also head of state. You know what I mean? The Vatican is the city, but so there is a structure, a legal structure for the state, and there's also a legal structure for the curia. But there's no such a thing as let's do a coup d'etat and we appoint somebody. It doesn't work like that. Either
revolutionary self.
I know. Either he steps down or he's got to die. And most of the popes died as popes. Rarely, just like you had in this case of.
So wait, does everybody know that there's an anti-pope in there right now, or how is that determined?
Well, what's the
like,
word?
Who says hey, we have an anti-pope?
No, the word. What's it called? The term that you said happens now every 500 years.
The dubia.
The dubia. That should be indication that they are
make
suspecting.
No mistake about it. Like there is.
So all of these guys say anti-pope.
There's a couple of.
No, for real. Like
there are. I think very big organizations within the church. Very big organizations within the Catholic Church. Like you got to be close enough to understand. Like a lot of the divisions that are unfortunately taking place at this very moment, and that got accelerated from Vatican II all the way up to where we are today. Like we haven't seen that many. There was a different level of alignment and respect to, and at the end of the day.
But hang on, but you're not saying it, which means that you cannot label it as such. Like I'm trying to understand that. Like,
is he the anti-pope or not?
If I believe,
no, not that you believe. I understand that you believe that there's an anti-pope. I'm saying if I'm like, yo, Walter, Cardinal, whatever right? I'm like. Is this dude an anti-pope?
No. He's a cardinal.
No. I ask him, is Pope Francis an anti-pope? And will he answer yes or no?
More than likely, yes. So see, and again, within the structure of the church, you have the people, they still got to operate within the structure of the church.
I feel constipated right now.
Yeah, but within the structure of the church, you have a significant amount of organizations that openly use the term anti-Pope Francis, right? And so literally, this is not. You can go to YouTube and just do anti-Pope Francis, and you're gonna see a lot of people. Some of them that do carry a lot of weight.
So we have 5 that are trying to.
5 cardinals that participated. This is a very serious position to take when you essentially. You're coming together and you're producing a document that's going to be a public document where you're challenging, because it's not just a question of, it's literally saying, explain yourself.
Yeah. But here's my question. How many cardinals are there? And maybe this is a stupid question, actually, I don't know. But, and what I'm asking is how many are there, and are there a lot of them that actually support the current pope? Because 5 could be a big number if there's only 7.
Correct.
Or 5 is a small number if there's 30. So then, how many of the other ones support his new thoughts?
The College of Cardinal has been expanded. You can look it up. I believe we are anywhere between 123 to about 140 cardinals. Most of them were elected by either the current pope or the last pope.
So
in many ways, it's like you pretty much.
This is the guy that's packing the court. We talked about this.
Essentially.
Why is he packing the court?
Because you have the right to, because people will retire. And it's not even a question of just adding, because he just literally just promoted 21 new cardinals.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And so the College of Cardinals, those guys do get to participate on becoming the next pope.
Got it.
And they get to participate on choosing that. So
Yeah.
more than likely, if I'm choosing you, is because I know that you think a little bit like I do.
Got it,
right?
got it.
As a matter of fact, just recently.
241.
Total, but how many of them are
136 are elected.
electable? And so they have the ability to participate on
And
potentially
177 are not. 107 are not eligible to vote.
to vote.
Got
So
it.
because they already passed the age threshold.
Got it.
Got
it.
Either to participate on, yeah.
And the reason why
So you do
Yeah.
have to choose,
Gotcha.
as a pope is one of the things that you choose cardinals, you
So-
choose bishops, right? So and a bishop essentially is the administrator
A baby cardinal.
of a region.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you have so when you're talking about the Bishop of Orlando, he literally is the legal administrator of anything the Catholic Church owns in
He's
Orlando.
the Peter of Orlando.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well,
Got it.
not Peter.
No,
because you can only
no,
be Catholic. But
I just wanted
no,
to poke you.
no. But he's considered a one of the apostles.
Okay.
A bishop is considered one of the apostles.
Got it.
One of the
And the cardinal?
but here's the cardinal is
cardinal is just the prince of the church.
But is
that
he
gets the
an
chancellor.
apostle or no?
Also,
It's a
yeah,
step
because
above.
prior to becoming a cardinal, was a bishop, archbishop. Once you become an
Okay.
archbishop, more than likely you're going to be a cardinal.
So no, here's the reason why I'm asking, because is it possible then that he is getting a lot of support from a good chunk of the Cardinals? Because if so, then it could be, even though there is a group that's like, well, we don't like this, I don't like, we need to stay orthodox, we need to stay, connected to our roots. What if a vast majority are like, no, we like this new idea?
Like what
or
percentage of the
Yeah, it's-
241
it's-
are
it's-
actually
yeah,
with this pope?
It's a little more complicated than that.
Gotcha.
And here's what I mean by that. Once Vatican II came out and say this is our position, right? What that move into is everybody who, like, again, obedience is one of the votes that anybody that becomes a part of a religious life has to make. So you're supposed to go along with whatever was dictated,
By the-
right? The only thing that you can claim is, hey, clarify, because you're introducing more confusion.
Gotcha.
So you have a lot of people that didn't necessarily, as a matter of fact, that's what created the SSPX, the Society of St. Pius X, under Archbishop Lefebvre, which is a separate organization that still practices essentially the way pre-Vatican II the Catholic Church was.
Got
I got news for you. That's one of the fastest growing organizations.
Will at some
in the
point, like,
planet.
the hierarchy
It's
move?
possible. It's possible. As a matter of fact, there are people praying in that direction. The problem is that as of this moment, they don't have the right to promote their own cardinals.
Oh.
And therefore, if they don't have anybody from their organization to be a cardinal, as a matter of fact, I was trying to
second
interview
party.
somebody
Only
to
one
have that
party.
conversation specifically. So
So
there
they
is-
can never become pope because they cannot
if
become
you
cardinals.
cannot be a cardinal, you cannot. As of this
Can
moment,
these
that's the
guys
only
be like,
structure.
hey,
Possible where you can have a pope that will come in and say, we are going to allow them, if we accept them as part of the church, and they do as of this moment, they're not in schism as much as they want to say that they are separated from it. They're not separated from the church. They were, the previous Pope, Benedict XVI, made it very clear, not only are they not separated, any excommunications were lifted, they have the ability to participate. The Mass, it was okay for them to celebrate the Mass the way they were celebrating the Mass, which is the Latin tradition, and so on and so forth. But that hopefully will come with a pope that will be willing to say what we did for 1700 years prior to Vatican II still holds true. That's the problem with a lot of people that are in this group, the traditionalists, as they are called, are people that say you can't just disqualify 1700 years of tradition.
so these guys are like the MAGA group?
These guys are the MAGA group, if you want to call it.
Get it?
Yeah.
And Pope Francis is Biden.
So you have pretty much
I got it.
going into a modern approach to, we
Who's Kevin McCarthy?
And so you have
what is the Sampaio guy?
I think we had it. As a matter of fact, except for the fact that instead of being removed, he removed himself.
This is so funny.
I will call Benedict XVI the Kevin McCarthy of the, like, he came in trying to, you know, in a very difficult situation. You know, that John Paul II reigned for 28 years, one of the longest serving popes.
Yes.
He presided over many
guy.
of the changes. Yeah,
He
you know what I mean?
introduced Vatican II, though.
No.
No,
Vatican II was introduced by John 23rd. He died, and during that time was finally presided by Paul VI, and then after Paul VI was John Paul I, and then John Paul II. John Paul I died 33 years. He only reigned 33 years as Pope. Rumors was that he was, I mean, did I say 33 years? 33 days.
Oh, okay.
He was elected in 33 days. He went to sleep, never woke up.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's a lot of speculations that he was assassinated because of.
Sounds
But
like
anyway, I'm not gonna go into that. Pope,
Wow.
anti-pope, and here's the last group, guys. There's another group that calls the current situation a sede vacante. A sede vacante, what that means is that
no one's there. It's empty.
the seat of Peter is empty. That there is no Peter. That right now, and that we haven't had a real pope.
Oh, no.
We had a real pope.
Who
That
believes
the
that?
last pope that we had was Saint Pius XII.
Before.
Before Vatican II.
Before Vatican II.
Wow. So
But
that's what
who
these
believes
guys
that? That's
believe.
another group that is also large enough to actually say we don't. And so what are we waiting for? Is you know, for a real pope?
You know what
I have a fun question.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You
I have a
question.
very fun question.
Yeah.
Do you know the presidents of the United States in the same order that you know?
No, I don't even know the order of my family. I don't even know the order of my
I'm
own
just
family.
wondering.
So no, here's what I think is the situation with the whole Catholic Church is they're gonna have to make a decision if they want to continue to grow, or do they want to stay to their values and principles. And I think the problem is they want to grow, but the world is growing in a whole different direction.
No, I disagree.
And I think that why else would they do it other than like so? I mean, the current
disagree.
pope. Why else would he come up with new ideas that is against what the church
I
has done for
disagree.
so long?
I think-
Other than there's a group of people who want that.
No, more than ever before, people are looking for
I don't think so.
Dubia.
No.
A lot of people are looking for Dubia.
I think